What is up, you guys? Master Cars Review here, and for the next couple of days we're going to be driving this 2019 Mini Countryman Cooper S ALL4. Now you guys might remember that we've reviewed the previous generation around 2 years ago, so it's going to be interesting to see how this new Countryman compares to the old one. Also, make sure to smash that like button if you're a big fan of Mini, or if you've been subscribed for a while now, or if you're just happy for no reason today, make sure to smash that like button. Also, new website up, mastercarsreview.com. Make sure you check it out. Okay then, let's get right into it. The Countryman we're going to be driving this weekend is the Cooper S, finished in midnight black metallic paint and wearing glossy black 18-inch alloy wheels. On the inside, you'll find Mini's carbon black crust sponge leather seats, complemented by Mini Yours piano black trim and sport leather steering wheel. Starting price of the Countryman in Lebanon is around $46,000. So now, there's a lot of things to talk about in here. First of all, in terms of cabin space, this Mini feels very spacious. I mean, I'm 185 centimeters and I sit very nicely on this lovely leather seats. They're actually very nice. You have these suede accents on each side. Like the hexagonal shapes we've been seeing in the new BMWs, the Countryman is all about circular shapes. And it's always been like that, actually. They've stuck to the round center dashboard, now featuring a 6.5-inch touchscreen, which you can still control via BMW's excellent iDrive controller, right here on the center console. And one of the main highlights of this car is this LED strip around the circle right here, which does so much more than just being ambient lighting, as I'm going to show you throughout the video. And other than that, I really like those toggle switches that you get to turn on the car, for example, or for traction control, parking sensors, and even on the top right here to change the ambient lighting. The Countryman feels very different from the other cars in this segment. I mean, the only manufacturer that I can think of close to it at this point is Volvo with their XC40, which we took a closer look at 2 months ago. But anyways, let me show you guys the interior of the Countryman. So starting off with the steering wheel, as you can see, it's a 3-spoke multifunction leather wrap steering wheel with beautiful white stitchings right here. This is the sport steering wheel, so it's very nice. You have these bulky 10 and 2 notches at the top, and the 903 grip is pretty good. You have this nice trim right here that goes around the steering wheel. The steering wheel is very circular, as you can see. You have these controls, also circular shaped, with these big plastic paddle shifters, which work really good, and I really like these black accents that you get even on those paddle shifters. Behind that, you have your gauges. You have a small speedometer right in the front, and like a tachometer right here on the left. And you have your fuel gauge, of course, and it's cool is that it goes down with the steering wheel when you adjust it, so that's nice. You have a small digital display here for speed, and you can control by pressing this. You can see all sorts of information. And then on the left you have your headlight commands right here, and as you can see, this door handle, you have ambient lighting in there, but what's cool is that they've integrated the locking and unlocking system right here on the door handle, and as you can see, it goes really far away when you're opening the door. Mini has done an excellent job by modernizing the interior of the Countryman while still holding on firmly to its DNA. They set the bar high for rivals by offering a solid and premium feel cabin to justify the price tag. The steering wheel feels so freakishly good, finished in high quality leather, that you can sense its value just by looking at it. There's also a lot of quirky little things around the interior that you can't help it but make you smile. I'm over the top impressed by the choice of materials in the Countryman. Going on to the 6.5-inch touchscreen, which you can control via, as I said, this iDrive controller right here. It's really nice, it's really intuitive. It's BMW's iDrive system. As we all know, it's like one of the best in the system. You have this My Mini configuration, which is of course only for Mini models. We're going to be scrolling into that later in the video. But you have this beautiful LED strip around, and if you want to change the ambient lighting, you go ahead and use this toggle right here. You just press it and then it's going to be changing colors. And right here on the door and below also changes colors. And then right here you have these touch sensitive shortcut buttons to assign, for example, whatever you want to assign. And right here you have your climate control settings. Now, let's talk about this LED strip. For example, if you want to like increase the fan speed, when you turn it, like you're gonna see how this turns, and you want to change, for example, the temperature, you just turn it, and as you can see, it's gonna show you the temperature. If you want to turn up the volume, you just swivel this knob, and as you can see, it's gonna be moving up. So it's really interesting, and it works also for the rear view camera. For example, you're safe, it goes green, and then when you're about to hit something, it goes red. Down below you have your toggle switches again. You have your parking sensors, start stop engine button, and then you have your traction control with the driving modes right here. As you can see, we have sport, green, and mid. We're gonna be testing those tomorrow when I'm gonna be doing the test drive. We have a USB port here with a 12-volt power outlet, a place to put your phone, 2 cup holders, and your nice gear shifter. We have an 8-speed Steptronic transmission in the Countryman. You have these nice red accents right here with the, nice leather in the bottom. I really like it. And then right here you have your electronic parking brake with the iDrive controller. And yeah, now let's go ahead and check out what powers the Countryman. Under the hood sits BMW's B48 engine, a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, kicking out 190 horsepower and 280 Nm of torque. 0 to 100 in the Countryman is 7.3 seconds. Mini offers you the choice of either a 3 or 4-cylinder engine, depending if you go for the Cooper or Cooper S models respectively. There's now also a plug-in hybrid version of the Countryman, the Cooper SE, with a fair 20 km of EV driving. $2,000 switches front-wheel drive to Mini's ALL4 all-wheel drive system, ranking up curb weight to 1,646 kilograms. JCW have taken over the Countryman and offer the crossover a sportier character and more horses under the bonnet. The 4-cylinder now kicks just above 300 horsepower and 450 Nm of torque, propelling it to 100 km an hour in 5.1 seconds. Now, as far as storage space goes in the Countryman, it's actually very good. You have 2 cup holders right here with a small space to put your phone or whatever over there. And then opening that up, you have a place to put your keys, phones, whatever. It comes optional with wireless phone charging, so that's cool. And then putting that up, you have also more storage space. It's a bit deep, but I mean, you can fit a small bottle of water easily. Then coming on to the glove box, it's actually very cool. It goes very deep and it's actually straight, so I really like that. So you can put a lot of stuff, it fits very good. And checking out the door bins in the Countryman, you have big door bins right here, as you can see, so it fits big bottles of water, and right here for some books, maps, whatever. And it's actually the same size in the back, so storage is very good. Let's go ahead and check out the trunk, see if it's any good. Now, opening the trunk in the Countryman, we have 450 liters back here, which is pretty fair. I mean, I have the soft bag, and as you can see, we have plenty of space. You have a small cubby space right here. But removing that, on the bottom, you have extra space. I mean, very good for whatever you want. And when folding up the seats, we have 1,390 liters, which is pretty fair. I mean, storage in the Countryman is actually very good. Let's go ahead and check out the back seat. Now, jumping into the back seat of the Countryman. Now, again, I'm 185 centimeters and legroom is actually pretty good. You have these nice cutouts on this beautiful leather that you get. Headroom, let me show you guys headroom. It's pretty fair. I mean, I don't touch the roof, but it's still a bit tight. You have this nice panoramic sunroof, and you can close it right here if there's sun. The leather seats in the back are really nice. As you can see, you have, again, this suede accents with this nice perforated leather right here. I really like the way they look, but unfortunately we do not get a center armrest, which is kind of a downside. I don't like not having an armrest in the back. You have 2 USB-C ports right here, which is cool, with 2 air vents, of course. And if you want to sit in the middle, like, you have this kind of big hump. Okay, you're gonna put your feet here and there. Now, the middle seat is actually comfortable. I'm not gonna complain about that. What do you guys think of the interior of the Countryman? Make sure to comment in the comment section below. Alright, now let's take a full exterior walk around of the 2019 Mini Countryman. Now, as you can see, we have the previous generation right here, so it's gonna be interesting to see how both of these compare in terms of exterior looks. First of all, you have a more aggressive front fascia on the new Countryman. As you can see, you have these updated LED daytime running lights, which I honestly really like. You don't get that on the previous generation. You have this nice chrome accents around the front grille, and of course you still get those big fog lights at the bottom. That's like a traditional Mini thing, but on the previous generation you have these like cutouts right there on the bottom that air it pass through that. We don't get that on the new generation. We only get it like through these right here. But anyways, continuing our turn, on the hood you have a bigger bulge now compared to the old one. You have an S badging, which of course you have a fake grille on the side. You have big side mirrors, which are actually very close to you when you're driving. ALL4 emblem, of course, in the bottom. Now, as you can see, our car has a blacked out look. You have these black 18-inch alloy wheels, along with this black paint. It's a $730 option for the paint, but I think it looks worth it. You can see how many have updated the Countryman. They've still gotten the same design cues that were very popular on this model. I mean, this is a very successful model. As you can see, it sold a lot of units, and then the new Countryman still retains this, you know, very successful recipe, but in a more off-road kind of package for those who are really interested in having their Mini going off-road and not just, you know, being more useful, if you want to say that. It's a bit higher, as you can see. It's more aggressive on the front, and you have now the added S badge that you didn't get on the previous generation, even though this is an S, a Cooper S Countryman. Alright then, so today is the second day of filming. I'm actually driving this car on these beautiful mountain roads. I always come to this place to check out the full potential of the vehicle. But it's going to be interesting to see how the Countryman really responds under acceleration and hard cornering. I've been driving it for 2 days now, and I honestly really like how it feels. I mean, the tight steering. I really love the steering wheel, by the way. I mean, as you can see, like, you have these nice stitchings, and then, but, you know, downshifting now, and you can see how this car accelerates. It actually sounds really good. As you know, we have 190 horsepower. It isn't that much. I mean, on highway speeds, it isn't that much. Let me close the sunroof. On highway, it isn't, you know, really fast. But, you know, for overtaking, because we have this 280 newton meters of torque, so this torque helps for this boost of the car, the acceleration. But, you know, that's basically it. Seating position is surely one of this car's strong points. You sit high and comfortably on those nicely bolstered bucket seats. The suspension is on the firmer side, but you can get adaptive dampers for better ride quality. I've tried the Countryman on this rough terrain, and as you can see, it is actually an easy task for a crossover. It has 16.5 centimeters of ground clearance, which is relatively low compared to, for example, the XC40's 21 centimeters and the GLA's 18.3. You know what I like about this car? You have this turbo flutter that you get. It goes like, whoa. You know, I really like that about the car, you know, especially when you're in, you know, closed roads. You actually really enjoy the turbo sound in this car. Visibility is pretty good. As you can see, we have these nice side mirrors which are really close to us. Rear visibility is a bit tight. I mean, it's not that big, so that's my only complaint. And it goes through corners. I mean, guys, no body roll whatsoever. It reminds me a bit of the X4 that we reviewed around 2 months ago, if you guys remember the video. It actually feels like that. I mean, as you know, this is basically a BMW. You have a B48 engine, and it's based on the X1 platform, so it's very similar to that car. So it feels like a very good driving vehicle. I mean, it's nimble, you know, when you're accelerating, you see the car pushing forward and through corners. It actually is very, very good. No body roll, which is actually amazing. This 190 horsepower Cooper S may not be the fastest crossover on sale, but it is torquey at 281 Newton meters of torque. It overtakes easily with no signs of fatigue. I'm honestly in love with how the Countryman drives through bends. Body roll is nearly non-existent, and understeer is just silly to mention. The Countryman is front-wheel drive biased, so it explains a lot how the car responds to steering and how it performs under acceleration. There's actually a lot of road noise. Now I have all the windows closed with the sunroof, everything is closed, and you feel, wait, I'm gonna turn off the AC. And I don't know if you can hear that, but you have a lot of road noise. The engine isn't that smooth. I really like how when you accelerate, it sounds really good. But other than that, you know, we have a lot of road noise from the tires, which is kind of a downside for this car. Now, as you know, this is my second time driving a Mini. I've tested the old Countryman. It's also the Cooper S, ALL4, so it's basically the same car as this, but the old generation. I felt that compared to other, this car feels a bit higher, that's first of all, and the steering is way lighter on this. The other was like more sporty, more hard, like steering. This feels very accurate, very light, and it's very easy for maneuvering. Accelerating again. Can you hear that, guys? I mean, wow, this thing really sounds incredible, and it goes pretty fast. Wow, really nice driving car. I mean, the people who like Mini, they don't really like the Countryman in terms of styling, how this car looks, how it's like high, and there's nothing Mini about it. But I really like driving this car. It feels really agile. I mean, look, going through the corner really feels like it's really impressive. I really like it. And the turbo flutter, wow. I mean, there you have it. No body roll, excellent driving experience. I have to say, I'm really enjoying driving this car, and this road is actually really nice, you know, to actually experience the car. Downshifting, open just up the window, downshifting again. Pretty impressive. Wow, I like it a lot. And I mean, in terms of price, like they say the Countryman is a bit overpriced, but then again, you're getting a German crossover, a BMW in the core, and it actually feels it. I mean, from the other cars in this segment, comparing it to the Countryman feels really high-end. I mean, the quality that you have in here, just look at the steering wheel. Again, I really love the steering wheel. It really feels very luxurious, and especially the screen. It's, you know, BMW's iDrive system, which works perfectly, but I really like the addition of this LED strip around in the center dashboard, and it's like a gimmicky thing that you really enjoy when you're using. Wow. I'm always impressed by the performance of this vehicle. Really good. So again, the Countryman Cooper S is seriously a fun car to drive. With BMW underpinnings, it has all the right to ride smoothly, yet enter corners properly when you need it to. Its interior, beautifully finished with premium feel materials, is one of the best in this segment, and the seats offer a comfortable and supportive ride. At almost 50 grand, the Countryman is no cheap option, but experience it for a while and you'll love driving it, no matter if you're a Mini fan. It's basically a BMW with added funkiness and uniqueness for those who want to stand out.